Before we start practicing drawing and holstering, I want to go over a couple things. You need to be very cautious about drawing and holstering your firearm. When you start out, be very methodical. Don't rush it. The reason why it's so dangerous is when people end up shooting themselves, these are the top 2 times when they end up doing. They go to draw their gun, they get really aggressive, and their finger ends up getting in their trigger guard. They end up putting their finger on the trigger, end up blasting a hole in their leg. Alright? Same thing when they holster, finger's still on the trigger, and then they end up slamming their gun into the holster and pulling the trigger. The other thing is, make sure that there's no items of clothing in your holster. Make sure it's absolutely clear. If you have jackets with drawstrings, make sure you're very aware that these things do not get into the holster. And yes, that is a flip phone. So, this is a unloaded gun. I'm going to simulate my hand being the holster. This is where you acquire the perfect grip. I'll move my hand out just a little bit. When you come down to grip your gun, high as possible. If you're a little low, that's okay. Shove your hand up. Acquire that nice high grip. If you're a little high, okay, that's fine. Bring your hand down, shove your hand up. Alright. Your support hand, bring it to your abdomen area. You can either do it flat, or I lock my wrist out like that, so that when I bring my hand in, all I have to do is close my hand. So I lock my wrist out, and it's in the center line of my body. One thing that you need to be very cautious of is your support hand. Once again, unloaded gun. You do not want to get your hand in front of that muzzle and blast a hole in your hand. Alright, so we're going to do this dry a couple times. So simultaneously, when you go for your gun, support hand goes to your center line of body, primary hand goes to the gun. This is stage 1. There are 5. Grip simultaneously, acquire your grip on your gun, and support hand moves to center line of body. Grip, lift, just enough to clear the holster. That's it. You're not bringing it all the way up to your underarm or to your armpit. Just enough to clear the holster. Dip while keeping your arm bent in that same position when you lifted the gun out of the holster. You're going to dip your elbow straight down to the ground, bringing the gun to pointing your gun at the target. Okay? Dip. Dip. Stage 4, clap. This is where you acquire your support hand grip. Stage 5, stab. This is what we just worked on. Bring gun up, sight squeeze, fire, reset the trigger, realign your sights, and recover. Bring your gun down, break your grip, and very methodically and carefully holster your weapon. Make sure your finger's out of the trigger guard. Some of the best advice that I heard came from Rob Latham. And Rob Latham said, a draw is nothing more than a holster in reverse. Just think about it for a second. It's crazy, but it does make sense. Alright, so, nice smooth grip. Lift, just enough to clear the holster. Dip, keeping your elbow bent, or keeping your arm bent. Drop your elbow straight down to the ground, and almost to the center line of your body. Clap, acquire your support hand grip, and stab. Boom, fire, reset the trigger, realign your sights, and recover.